I'd like to give a huge thank you on behalf of the chapter. Your time and your presence is priceless to us, and we are honored to be surrounded by family and guests of the West Conway FFA chapter. Writing this, I was unsure of where to begin, so I thought, why not the beginning? When I was a freshman, I really didn't want to join FFA. I was stubborn, but luckily, Mr. Wilmes was more bullheaded than I, and each day he would ask me if I was ready to join yet. And my response was always, not sure, but not today. After 4 months of the question, it got a little unbearable, to say the least. But around January, I finally gave in to what I can now see is the best decision that I have ever made in my life, a decision that would change the direction of my life entirely. I joined FFA. When I joined, little did I know that Mr. Wilmes was planning to bring me to the Missouri FFA State Convention. When he asked me if I wanted to go, I was indifferent about it. I was excited, but I didn't fully understand the caliber of the situation. Until I was at State Convention, and then I was surrounded by 9,000 other FFA members, all dressed in blue corduroy jackets and FFA ties. It was at State Convention where I met, for the first time, a state officer. That moment was when I fully realized that I had a place in FFA. I had just gained a family of 500,000 nationwide. I had just discovered my passion for the FFA. Shortly after State Convention, I ran for a chapter office, and I became the chapter sentinel, and then the chapter vice president, area chaplain, and finally, chapter president. In those years, FFA has brought me more joy and pride than I could have ever expected. My journey through FFA has been one of highs, lows, laughs, and tears, and passion. However, I would have never been able to complete this journey alone. As I call your names, please rise. My father, Chris Bears. My second side of parents, Mary and Terry Robinson. My sister, Jessa Bears. And my former ag teacher and FFA advisor, Penny Wilmes. And a friend that I do not deserve, Weston Carter. These folks have constantly helped me stay on track and have always pushed me to higher places. They believed in me when I did not believe in myself. And they've been a huge part of my personal success. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you all so much for what you have done and for what you have helped me accomplish. Thank you. You may be seated. At the beginning of this year, I was quite confident that I knew what leadership was, and I knew what it took to be a leader. And then the first month of school happened. In all honesty, I had no idea what this year had in store for me. I was under the impression that this year would fall completely in place, seamlessly, without a flaw. But I was promptly set straight after the first chapter meeting. This year, being president has been very humbling and has taught me a lot about what it truly takes to be a leader in my home, my school, and my chapter. This year has taught me that it's not always about the title, it's about the attitude. And it may be an honor, but it is also another responsibility. As proud as I am bearing the position of chapter president, it doesn't give me any special powers to throw together a meeting at the flick of a wrist or put together a chapter meeting in a snap. No, being the chapter president is humbling. For a president to accomplish anything, they will need to have a strong team of extraordinary individuals. These individuals have helped save me from losing my head more than once. These officers all have amazing attributes that help keep this chapter thriving with passion passion and grace. First, I would like to speak about our chapter sentinel, Skylar Johnson. Skylar is a man of many traits and has helped me to have the courage to do what is right, even when it is not the easy thing to do. He has been instrumental in keeping our chapter's image clean and obedient. Thank you, Skylar Johnson, for your part as chapter sentinel. Next is our chapter reporter, Hope Ogle. Hope bears a unique style that really keeps things interesting. For example, she's been known to whip out the camera while in the midst of an FFA event to get the photos of what's really happening. She's willing to stick her neck out to get the job done properly, and I think that says a lot about Hope's outstanding character. Hope is a great asset to the chapter and is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, Hope Ogle, for your part in the inspiring task. Moving on to our treasurer, Maddie Walker. Maddie, Mad Dog, Original G, whichever you may whichever you may call her, she is the glue of the officer team. Maddie has been blessed with the gift of enlightenment, whether it's pumping up the officer team by singing songs wrote by Big Sean, or by coming up with new ideas that the officers really hadn't come up with before. Maddie Walker has been an invaluable part of this year's officer team. Thank you so much. Now I would like to talk about this year's retiring secretary, Natalie Egger. Now, if Natalie is not the greatest secretary that the West Nottoway FFA chapter has had the opportunity of witnessing, then she has certainly given it the most valiant effort that I have seen thus far. Natalie is humble for how paramount she and her passion towards the FFA are. Natalie has shown us time and time again that she has a heart of passion for the FFA. Thank you for your service as Secretary, Natalie. Next up is Haley Holt. Haley has really helped me face a lot of troubles that I didn't think I would see as chapter president. She has helped me in many ways, and she's been a blessing to me in this chapter. Without her, I'd probably still be naive to many of the problems that our chapter faces daily, and it is for her efficacy and her initiative that I am thankful that I have been able to serve this chapter with her. Thank you, Haley Holt. This next gal is someone who I can say, honestly, scares me. In a good way. Paige Hagee is a go-getter. If she puts her mind to it, you better believe that it won't just get done, but it's going to get done right, and it's going to get done right now. Paige is a godsend to this chapter, and I would be in absolute shambles without her, with her striking ability towards opposition. Paige, it has been my honor to have you as a vice president. Thank you so much. Last, but most certainly not least, Mrs. Honan. Mrs. Honan is what I strive to be every day, and that is an amazing leader. Every day, I am thankful that I have someone in my life like Mrs. Honan. She has taught me how to be a leader and how to never give up even when the tide gets rough. Us officers might seem like we know what we're doing, but it's all because we have the tremendous efforts of our advisor, Mrs. Honan. I would have never had the courage to follow my dreams so boundlessly if it weren't for Mrs. Honan. Thank you so much. A great man once said, "The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step." And though my journey may be nearing its end, I have a tremendous amount of confidence that the future of the West Nottoway FFA chapter will be a bright one. New officers, remember that wherever life may take you, be a lighthouse for those on voyage and unsure waters. Lead them to their potential just as you are being led to yours. Again, I would like to thank everyone who could make it. I'd like to thank the chapter for giving me the opportunity that it has. And I would really like to thank Mrs. Honan one last time for everything that she has done. Thank you all so much. With nothing but love, I thank you all so much.